Hold up, you. Welcome, loves. Blissful, majestic Monday to all. Come on in and take a seat, darling. Let's have a chat. Let us have a chat. But once again, welcome on, Goddess High Priestess Empress Abela Pantera. Shout out to the members of the channel. I love you all so much. Gratitude for your unconditional love and support and being members of the channel. And just stay on top of your post over there. Okay, you're going to be getting some homework soon. All right, so stay posted, stay tuned. But welcome all. Welcome, Amina. Hello, darling. Welcome. I need to see something here. The version of you before the journey. And the version of you I speak of is the version before the journey of betrayal, the wounding, you know, the lessons you have to go through. We're going to speak to the energy of the version before that. 2111 on the screen. I love that. 2111, that's the world and the justice card. Wow. Greetings, 8 sacred scales. Blessings, goddess. Grabbing this seat. Welcome. Welcome. All right, y'all. Let me just adjust our 6116. You may want to write these numbers down that are coming up and look up the quantum, metaphysical, and spiritual meaning afterwards and see what it means for you. And as you're hearing the number, if you happen to look out the window, you see birds and you know the type of bird, align the type of bird with the number of the birds, because the messages are coming in quite precise when it comes to paying attention to the signs that nature is giving, has always been giving. But with the solar flares it's more so as that's the seat, the couch rather. It's more so nature's direct conversation with you, okay? I just gotta make these adjustments here. We about to get started here shortly. Is that mine? That'd be dope. Go ahead and take your deep breaths. Hold for 4. Inhale for 4, excuse me. Inhale for 4, hold it for 7, and release for 8. At least 3 times. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. though. All right, so here we go. The version of you before the journey. And this is obviously a pre-pull. Okay. But Source said, go ahead and share that energy, the information with the cards out. And as you can see, it starts off with the High Priestess and the fact that it's answering what is the message from the version of oneself before betrayal with the knowledge of the journey. The High Priestess comes out, followed by the Page of Wands, came out in this order, the Strength card, and the Six of Swords. Easily, even if you're not someone who, has knowledge of tarot and what each card means, just by looking at this, you can just already tell that the version of oneself, higher self, is really giving the information of, one, you chose this, being more than okay and willing to accept the path that one chose, and the fact that also you have the strength to go through it and out of it, with this Six of Swords showing up at the end here, right? It came out beautifully the way, it came through. But with the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess represents the silent knower. Let's just give it that energy, the silent knower. And this High Priestess, this divine feminine energy knows or knew of the codes, the version of you, the right side of your brain knew of the codes of balance between light and dark, which is seated between the pillars of Boaz and Jacqueline. I also want to go a little bit deeper with that one though. Hold up. Severity and mercy. Those are the pillars of severity and mercy. But when we're looking at this metaphysically, Boaz represents metaphysically the cheerful willingness, promptness, and quickness of action, also richness and power of thought and strength of character, that when established in substance and allied with love of the natural man, opens the way for the birth of the Christ consciousness. Now, the essence of David, when we're looking at it from a biblical standpoint, David is the great grandson of Boaz. David metaphysically represents love. Now, Jacqueline, one second, I didn't even intend to even talk about this, but it's here. Jacqueline represents one shall establish. It represents founding and strengthening. As far as the physical representation, Jacqueline is first and foremost a pillar at the right side of the porch of the temple. And he is also listed as the son of Simeon. Now, Simeon represents obedience, a son of obedience, a soul of obedience. You can just put it that way to wrap it all up. Metaphysically, Jacqueline represents the firmness, loyalty, steadfastness, and strength of character that results from the establishment of the consciousness. Okay? And it is the establishment, furthermore, it's the establishment of the consciousness in truth, God, or spirit. The way is open for this by a state of mind that is receptive and obedient to the things of the spirit. And once again, Simeon represents this receptive, obedient phase of mind. Now, with Jacqueline representing one's strength of character, the results from the establishment of the consciousness, with Boaz more so having to do with, let me go back again, the willingness, richness, and power of thought and strength of character that when established in substance and allied with love of the natural man, opens the way for the birth of the Christ consciousness. So one is the opening of the way, and the other one is more so moving through it being established. Now, the version of you, saying all that to say this, before you got here, already understands that you came into this world for spiritual evolution. And if we're looking at this astrologically, remember, this here channel is of a Sagittarius, so expect to go all the fuck away around and make it full circle so you can see the bigger picture as well as the details of what is the fuck going on, okay? Welcome, Pantera Soul Tribe member EVE. Greetings and blessings, beloved. So, when we look at spiritual evolution, that's Scorpio energy or 8th house or Pluto energy. And you get to know more about why you chose a specific generation based off of your Pluto sign. And the area of your life that you tend to see this having a greater effect will be the house that it's in. Now, I would highly suggest getting more familiar with your progressed chart because it's showing you the version of you that you are now. So let's say, for instance, you may have been born natally with the Venus in Scorpio. Now it's in Sagittarius. So you're no longer connecting to love in the sense of having to go through some form of loss in order to feel love, which Venus being in Sagittarius, as an example, going into Sagittarius, it's more so you having this freedom spirit type of love, but still being in the essence of feeling chose by someone, where you don't feel, you know what I'm saying, that you having your wings and wanting to be the visionary and explore doesn't put you in a position where you're not being able to connect with someone per se. Now, back to the board. For some reason also, I've been smelling crayons quite a bit. So some of you, that could be significant, going back to the drawing board or drawing more. Now, this version of you knows the codes between the light and the dark, and it's the seated and being seated in the pillars, between the pillars of Boaz and Jacqueline. This version of you, before coming here, was untouched by external drama, yet it knew exactly on a soul level that duality and shadow were inevitable parts of this journey. So the first card coming out for that question, what is the message from the version of oneself before betrayal with the knowledge of the journey? The first card is showing the original intuitive blueprint, your soul before all the noise. Quiet, but also very powerful. Your higher self before all of this betrayal and wounding was, and yet still is, one of sacred inner knowing that is still connected to divine stillness and mystery. But the key to this version of you was knowing, holding space for the truth without needing to prove it. So already right there with that first card, you know, it's an energy of being able to hold space for truth, living that truth, exuding it, speaking it without feeling or having the need to prove it. Really ask yourself, if there's something that you are experiencing at this time and you are unable to shake off the energy, ask yourself if you are holding on to something or can't really quite grasp the solution because of proving something, either to someone or even better yet, which is even a little bit more heavier than someone else, to yourself. Proving it to yourself, it still puts you in this mode as if you are proving it to someone else, because it takes you away from doing something from the soul's enjoyment. Put it this way, and don't compare this to your life now, but let's just say you had all of this information that you know now, spiritually, on a soul level, metaphysically, however, from the time you were able to speak. Obviously, your life would be much different. But would it also carry the authenticity or the flavor, you know what I'm saying, the seasoning that it has because of the experience you have gone through, to remember it wasn't just handed to you? Of course, it'll be a major difference to, you know what I'm saying, from this stage, from a very young age to, you know, because this is fire energy, and one of the youngest of the zodiacs, the youngest, is Aries energy. It's the beginning. So from the very beginning, you had this information. Yes, you will still have the strength to move forward. But there's something about you not knowing it fully. It helps you with the version of yourself before you got here as to why it came here, where the lesson was to remove the need to prove yourself. Notice you come into a dynamic or a world where you have systems that are literally developed to prove yourself. Hello. All right, y'all. Thank you for holding there for a bit. So, a lot of systems are built to have you proven to yourself and competing against another to do the same exact thing until you awaken that part of yourself that recognizes it's only one of you here. Is only one of the version of you. Is only one of you, not even the version. There's only one of you here. Okay. Now, Page of Wands. This is speaking to your flame bearer spirit, your curiosity that is also untamed and radiant, where when it came to possibilities, it was connected to a reality without needing the evidence of it. You just knew that it was possible until something steps in to tell you otherwise. Now, ideally enough, this is on point as far as with this being a fire sign and the baby of the zodiac is Aries, is really showing you, coming into this world here with this Page of Wands, with the spirit of curiosity, radiance, being untamed before the betrayal, where your inner fire was youthful, bright, and full of awe. nowhere near being dimmed by caution or wounds. Now, there are instances, obviously, where, you know what I'm saying, you do have people who experience a journey a lot sooner than we would want to even hear about, where they were betrayed or wounded. You know, before they could even protect themselves. Now, because this is the type of channel that it is, start from the beginning. The High Priestess is the first card. Before you came here, before the physical or the logical aspects of those experiences even had the chance to step in, you said okay. You said okay to what was being experienced in this realm once you entered. Not saying anything that was done or that you experienced was right or wrong. But it's obviously a version of your soul. It's your soul having the strength to put its hands or to assist you with putting your hands into the lion's mouth. Putting your hands into the belly of the beast. Just so you can see, as we were talking about in the previous message, about your body being inside you, not you being inside of it. Because yes, this will be a representation of the universe taking you out of murky waters into stable waters, but that is also a version of you. Taking you through and out of situations. The moment you are able to trust yourself and remember, this is just part of the journey. You know? With the Page of Wands, it's also a version of you that embraces the unknown with devotion, unburdened by fear. So if there's this sense of fear, which will obviously create challenges as far as the root chakra, where did it start from? And when you are analyzing where they start from, look at it from an observer's point of view, so you're not playing the blame game, because again, from the very beginning, the version of you that is speaking through this message is your higher self, is your soul letting you know there's a reason why you chose this path. It's not even your first time, obviously. You know what I'm getting right now? You know when they say when you heal 7 generations back and forward? It's something about you being the one who experienced life here along your bloodline. If we're looking at 7 being the eldest, you were number 6. You were the next one that showed up. And what's also coming through is it's more so as let me see. You may have had an experience. Age of Taurus is coming through very strongly for sure. Where we at? Aquarius. Wow. That's interesting. That's very intriguing. If that's number 6 and we're looking at the ages that way, you would be someone who experienced the age of Cancer. Where, wow, the essence of the divine feminine was at the forefront. A lot of the stories that are hidden now, or quote unquote demonized about the divine feminine, you have that coding within you, which is why you chose, okay, this is why you chose to appear here now. Through this element of air, masculine energy, but it still has a connection to water, being that it's air. Now you can have a direct communication. There's something you are capable of as far as telepathy, visualization. Your clairvoyance is spiking up here for somebody. There's something you're capable of doing that allows you to direct that communication. So it's something as far as you don't have to work so hard to anchor in a message or send the message. Now I'm seeing a dolphin. Send a message through sonar ability. So your sonar abilities, your mind's eye is wide open. So that's where the scent of crayons could come in. There's something about the scent of crayons that awakens a part of your inner child that has this unobstructed imagination. You know, when one was younger and there was a certain show you enjoyed, you would say you were that character, or you were a superhero, whatever superhero of your choice. It's that type of energy that's coming through, that's reawakening. Or may this message allows you to have that awakening where before you came here, the key is you knew the truth, and the way to exude it, live it, speak it without having to prove it, and coming into a system, you know, a dynamic when it comes to people. You come into this world, many worlds, where you have to prove yourself. And it's so wild too how that is, because when you look at the schools that wealthy children go to, they not learning all this algebra and stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that the mass majority of people go to school to learn. They're learning more about how to attain power, how to remain in their power, you know? So I feel that that's the main thing here with this. When it comes to the version of you before you came here, knowing the truth without having to prove it. When we look at the strength card showing up, this is the essence of the divine feminine, as you can see, the energy here, embodying the higher self, embodying the divine feminine mastery. Not power over something, but the power within. Because in order for this to even occur physically, there has to be a connection where both feel safe enough to allow the other one in the other's presence. The version of you before all of this happens also wants to let you know that you guided your passions with compassion and patience, or to guide your passions, which is the lion, with compassion and patience. And when you look at that word compassion, you have the COM and passion. This could even have to do with you aligning with it, or for some of you, this has to do with you communicating that, or because in the beginning is the word. Okay, so you speaking your passion into existence, but also having patience as you do this. And because of how effortless it can be for you, it could come across as if you are being naive, but no, because that version of you that is able to connect to what it is that you're passionate about with patience is also the version of you before everything happened when you weren't jaded. So even if you are going through some type of experience right now, dial into that energy where you are able to connect to what it is that you enjoy doing, that fires you up, that is connected to a desire, not a want, not a need, desire. The want and need is not connected to the desire because the desire is already happening in the other realms where you are, or in connection to your higher frequencies that you can actually call in. The want and need usually is something that is not even for you, which why it may take long. And if you do attain it, you know what I'm saying, you doing things to keep it around you, but you can feel yourself deteriorating the longer it stays around you or with you when it comes to your wants and needs. Take a moment to also reflect on what you've tamed that to others may have been a fear. What do we mean by that? A lot of the things that you may have been using, especially being on this channel, that's considered taboo, it helped you, for some literally kept you alive, helped you in that sense. And you're just being asked to take a moment to see how it helped tame your energy through the sacred art of communing with that frequency of what may have come across as something to be feared by others, but you embraced because you began to embody that divine feminine mastery. Embodying the essence of being able to be receptive. Being able to be receptive now allows you to create. Literally, because what you give a woman, she multiplies. But just in the sense of energy itself, what you're able to receive, you're able to create. Or so what you allow yourself to receive, you enable yourself to create. So if you allow yourself to continuously receive toxicity from people, obviously what would one be giving birth to? More experiences of betrayals and wounds. Just view your past experiences as thank you, but we are no longer intrigued by this type of energy. Go back to where that has come from and don't come over this way with the nonsense. Okay? With the Six of Swords, this would be right before you're going to step into the world. So all in all, this is the energies of before you get here. Once you get to this card here, the Six of Swords, Here is the moment before the journey through betrayal began. The crossing from innocence into awareness, where the voyage could have been treacherous, but at the same time very sacred. Sorrow, definitely, but also by divine orchestration. But this is also representation of, I love how you have the Trinity here, because you do have a masculine, a feminine, and a child. Making the choice to go and grow through passage, knowing that one will return much wiser. So anything that you may have experienced, let's say of some sort of wound or betrayals that is connected to abandonment, look at it as alchemy. Because it's in that space that you're able to see what it is it's time to give light to. Something that's sitting in the cold, something that's still sitting in the shadows. Because it will certainly be something that is part of the reasons as to why your soul came back. Those moments where you feel the words of depression, anxiety, abandonment, betrayal, wounds, things of that nature, that's what you're being called to alchemize. This is also what the version of yourself before coming here is telling you, that those particular experiences are what you're going to use to alchemize the situation. Right? Because this is what's going to open the way. The darkness, Boaz, is going to open the way for the birth of the Christ consciousness. It's going to open the way towards love. Okay? Because once that happens, the strength of your character results from the establishment of that consciousness. So, all in all, the high priest is showing up here first is a very strong message in terms of what you may hear and, regarding, oh, your soul chose this experience before you got here. This is literally saying that. Because it could have easily been the Hierophant, the Emperor. But it even shows the period when you're in the womb, cooking up before you come here. So now, what some of you, not some of you, but what you would have for homework type energy today from this message, especially when it comes to your passions, you want to study the womb that you came from. Study your moon sign, because it gives you an idea as to where your mom was during that period. And your sun sign will tell you about your father. Ideally enough, in this message, you do have that essence here between mother, father, child, mother, father with this yellow sun energy, and the child or the woman. If you are a female, there's something here about you having a strong energy that comes from your father. Something about your courage that comes from your father here. These staffs are also significant. 1111 is showing up here. Now, what message does it have for you right now? What message does your higher self have for you now? What message does the higher self have for the collective now? What message? Welcome, love. Let's see. Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. This is wild because that's literally the way it would, you know what I'm saying? Really show up for real. As far as the version of you before you came here. Let's see if it looks a little better there. Yeah, that's better. I have to pause because I can feel that. Okay. All right, here we go. There's something about living here first, before here. But now remember, this is that womb space too. The darkness of the womb. It also came to me to imagine the womb space and how warm the inside of one's body is, even when it comes to, let's say, if you have a slight cut and you start to bleed, you can tell you're bleeding because you can literally feel that warmth or that heat that is within the body, that once it touches this air, it cools off, obviously, but there's something about that. It says, water your garden at the bottom of the deck. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Well, it's not time yet, and things are being woven. Rest, nourishment, water. Let me see. What else? Your life is a canvas. The version of you before this journey, before the wounds and the betrayal about you now is telling you your life is a canvas. You are the artist, the manifester, the creator. Hold yourself accountable for what it is that you're creating. Yes, what you receive, you create. Literally, we were saying earlier. And in speaking to what if you would have known all of this at a very young age, would you still have the experience? Because think about it, Drew. Not even think about it. Just fill this out, because it's real easy to say this shit is not a game, because you feel everything that's happening. But the version of you before you came here is literally playing you on Sims type of shit. What if you are a Sims to your higher self? 11:44 on this screen. Stop playing with me. We are not about to do this right now. I mean, we already doing it, but and with knowing that you can control the narrative. You can control the game that you play, the scene that you're in. But remember, you ain't gotta prove shit to anybody, not even yourself. Just go up, just have fun. Notice when you having fun, there's nothing about proving shit to anybody or yourself. You're just having fun. And if this is a game and it's not fun, why are you still playing? Figuratively speaking. You know what I'm saying? Sirens. Look at this entire Native American. I'm gonna show you right here. You can tell it's a Native American right here. Where'd you go? He was just there. It's over here. Yeah, right here. They're right here. Right there. See that? You see that person face? With the short bang? That face shape is significant with the bigger bottom part of the face. It's getting clearer as I'm looking at it too. And up here as well. Who is that? Something about this energy right here. Hold up. I mean, easily could say that it's the version that comes from here. Of course we will be doing this today. The closer Jupiter gets to going into Cancer, y'all better get y'all seatbelts. Because we just getting started, honey. Okay? Shit. Hold on. I need to see this. Yes. Show me. Who is that? Who is that? Let's see something. Trust the niggle. What's the niggling feeling wanting to tell you? That is this person. But who is that person? What is happening? Someone is holding on to someone they told a grandparent that is no longer here. You have to release that. There's something you told a grandparent or someone that's on the other side. You told them something that you would do, but you didn't do it. Something that you released. That just came and left. There was more to that, but it came and left. That's probably all that had to be said. And you got the rose energy again showing up. I mean, it's kind of similar energy there. The ever unfolding rose cracked open is happening for you, not to you. So some of you, your level of empath is at a whole other level. You're highly sensitive. You have to really make it a habit. Don't get lazy on getting grounded. even if that means going for a walk, because there's a lot of energy that's coming towards you, especially after this type of message, that you'll be able to live your truth the moment you step out of having to prove it. You see? Yeah, share your voice. Because proving it's keeping you stuck. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Yeah. Share your voice. And Venus is also about to go into Taurus, so that could also help as well. And Venus rules Taurus. What planetary hour are we in right now? We in Mars. The hour of severance. Venus is currently still in Aries, though. I'm hearing don't back down. Don't go backwards because you may feel what someone else is feeling, being an empath and being highly sensitive. You could be picking up someone's energy that may have you going back to something or communicating with something or someone. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, you're highly sensitive right now, especially if this what's integrating is the version of yourself before you got here. The remembrance of that. True initiation, where you are remembering your journey, of the reason for your journey. Because when people get initiated, that's what they're going for, is to remember what their journey is before they got here, and to live out that path, to live out their desires in this lifetime. Don't dim to fit in. And there's 3. You certainly have a voice to teach, or you teach something about voice and teaching and voice. You could be a life path 11, born on the 11th, born on the 20th. You're certainly here to be speaking for sure. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This is going back to, not doing something to prove it, or not being able to live your truth because of feeling the need that you have to prove something. Because when you speak your truth from a space of knowing, you'll feel the difference where you're not proving what you have to say to anybody. You can feel the difference. You have protection here. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You said get one more from here. And you got 2, child of the cosmos and star ancestors. Well, here you go. Wow. Once you do, this is how liberating it would feel. You'll know the difference is what I'm saying. The intelligence of the universe is within you. Even hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Use these situations that make you feel as though there's some sort of abandonment, betrayal, wounding to alchemize. Especially when it comes to looking a little deeper. That's one solution right there. In terms of looking a little bit deeper, look at your natal chart, as I said at the beginning, and look at your progress chart, because your progress chart is going to give you the information of the version of you now. You know what I'm saying? Because naturally, yes, I'm a Sagittarius, but right now my sun is in Capricorn. Naturally, is my Mercury is in Sagittarius, and now it's in Aquarius. It's a whole nother ballgame. Yo, shout out to those of y'all that are born with that natally. Shit. You know, so really get a look and see who you are now. Especially when it comes to, let's say, situations of love. Your Venus right now, as far as your progressed chart, is not in the same place as it was natally. Yes, study your natal chart so you can see the dynamics as to the way it's playing out for you now, what you could be connected to now, that without the awareness of your progress, you may still find yourself going towards that type of energy. That's part of the hidden secrets there with the star ancestors, is letting you know your stars, know your alignment, so that way you know yourself. Know yourselves, because what is within, so it is without. As above, so below. I'll be opening up personals soon again. I know, soon. Very soon, okay? Certainly within, I'm not even gonna say that. But yes, very soon. So y'all just stay tuned. But we'll be doing that. We'll be having those type of conversations. What else you got here for the collective spirit? Someone's moving out and dropping shit. Seven sisters. Speaking about seven generations. And you got that solar eclipse up there. Okay. The energy just switched. Because we have to see what this is. This is why it's not time yet. Why am I covering my mouth? I can't even see me. That's besides the point. What in the fuck is going on right now? Y'all, when I tell you, you have more around you than you imagine right now. Something about that. Yo, where is... Because I have so many deck of cards right now. Where to go? Shit. Okay, here we go. Ooh. I'll be the first one. I know that's right, baby. Respectfully, yes. Yeah. Source sat my ass down while Jupiter and Gemini. Because I'm a Cancer rising, so it's going into Cancer. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll be back. But gratitude, Joanna, gratitude, honey. For those of you that are, who is it? Leo? You'll have Jupiter in the placement that it was for me as a Cancer rising. So it's going to be more so behind you as your wings, protecting you. So it's a lot of spiritual guidance, a lot of spiritual protection that happens during that time. While Jupiter's in your 12th house, You'll know if it's in your 12th house if it's in the sign that is before. I mean, why am I going to blank right now? It's in the sign, yeah. It's in your 12th when it's in the sign before your rising. So if you are a Taurus rising, Jupiter would be in your 12th when it's in the sign of Aries. So that's the way that goes. Not the whistling. Okay. We have rising affirmations, and there goes Father healing. So, yeah. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. Now, this is what we were speaking to in terms of some of you. There's something similar between you and your father. You want to get a little bit more familiar with that? What's your father's sign? Out of the personal planets or celestial bodies between the sun and Mars, are any of those placements your father's placements? Is your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars the sun sign of your dad? That's giving the whole church him who was somebody's whistling out there. But it's time for you to give any father-related issues over to heaven, because this is also creating a certain dynamic of the partners, or it's something about your shadow. Literally just saw a shadow. Hold on. Explore your options is at the bottom of the deck, but I'm not feeling that for that. But it does say it's time to look at other possibilities. It's a great time to make changes. It's a little girl, though. Something, but it could even be a great grandfather, as we were talking about Boaz. And that's the great grandfather of David. So something about a great grandfather instead. That could be very significant. Either they have 7 siblings, or they are the 7th one, the 7th child, or born on the 7th or the month of July. It's 709, 710. So July 9th, July 10th could be significant. Now they're showing me an apartment. Anything else before? I mean, God. Let me see. Let me see. What is the message, angels and ancestors? What is the message? Let me see something. Feel loved and comforted. Now you got the mother coming up. Give any father-related issue. I almost said falafel. Come on, yeah. That could be significant for whomever, okay? So, give any father-related issues when it comes to a mother. Give it back. Give it back to source, okay? Give it back, okay? Falafel eating ass. 7-Eleven. Oh, your Lilith is in Pisces, your father's sign. Huh. Ah. Now, Lilith is that untamed energy, you know? Yeah. Study the essence of the access of it, Lilith and Virgo. That's why you tapped into this channel too, because I have a Lilith and Virgo. I have a Lilith in Virgo, Moon in Virgo, South Node in Virgo. Of course, I'm reincarnated from, yeah. Spirit is funny. I'll tell you, 7-11-44. You know what? Hey, you see how this will just pop on out here? Ain't that something? Look at I'm telling you. Look at the way Source is speaking. This is you in here. Before you came through here. Black cats are going to be very significant after this. My heart chakra, 765. Whew. Felt that. Okay. Not this music doing the whoo too. You know what? I'm not surprised. It's just what it is. Hey. I don't even have the words right now. I don't. Let me. Okay. Before you came here, you saw beyond the current. Listen to me and listen to us clearly. Before you came here, whatever the fuck your situation is right now, before you came here, you saw beyond the current situation. What's behind it? Because it want to show itself. The heart guardian, but what's this? Set your sights higher. Oh, you really at a threshold, huh? You're really at a threshold. What allows the collective to remember? Give me, come on. Give me the message. What allows them to remember? Give me the archetype. Where y'all at? Shit. Okay, right here. Whew. What allows them to remember? See, what you receive, you create. This is I almost said bougie. Spirit is being bougie, actually. If I'm keeping it 100. 100. I didn't even say 100. 100. Okay. Listen. Bougie as fuck. Okay. What's the archetype that awakens this one here? My thing is, first of all, wear your lessons, Saturn root chakra, wear your lessons with love. Allow your lessons to love you. Allow your lessons to love you, because that's what this message has indicated from the very beginning. Speaking of the threshold, choosing to cross in order to go on this adventure to become the alchemist, to alchemize these situations that are quote unquote wounds, betrayals, because they're necessary. They're really necessary for you to end a certain level of emotion. It was just 969 on the thing there, the screen. Give me this. Okay. Some of you, your gifts, there's something about your gift that comes from your father's great-grandfather, his mother. Ooh, wow. Wow. I felt that right there too. That's who she is. This, okay, my eyes literally almost got teary-eyed. This is who she, shallow and master. Look at this. Mind you, literally, it's these two, dragon and the serpent. So definitely a message in here. That's crazy. Oh, it's this one. That's who she is. Because it doesn't even have to be a Native American. It's just something about your native land. Something about your native land. While also ending what we posted earlier, making it your responsibility for what's projected onto you, because people are confused about who you are, what you do, or what you came here for. It's none of your business what they think about you. Which is why at the bottom of that, you also see, read your Psalms and go about your merry own way. Because sometimes people can get beside themselves. The warrior's coming out here for a reason. We're speaking about the spiritual warrior energy. The shallow and master coming out here, that's the essence of using the power of Psalms right here. Let me see something. What's today, Monday? Okay. Luna Day. Okay. Número 10. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the mountain at the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, she's on the mountain. Yeah. You know what? This is very symbolic though. How see what I was saying about your clairvoyance getting much stronger? Because your mind's eye is wide open. Very similar to the crown of a baby head being open. That's how sensitive you are right now, possibly. Let's see. The samurai, the soldier, the advocate. Okay. Here's the thing. When you do awaken these parts of yourself where you don't see life the way others do, you don't see healing the way others do. And with that, you are given the tools and the knowledge to move in that frequency and vibration. That's the other ways to heal and to thrive in this lifetime that you may have had to put aside in other lifetimes. The other thing, as I'm saying that, they have me pause and look at the fact that this is a grasshopper. Now, the feminine grasshoppers, after they mate, they consume the masculine in order to give what it is that they're breeding, to have the energy to breed. So some of you literally live during the age of Cancer. There's this very strong connection. You may want to look further into it, of the age of Cancer. Let me see if I could see what I can pick up here really quick. Let me see something. Occurred between 8,000 and 6,000 BCE, linked with the rise of agriculture, mother goddess energy, and nurturing home and family centered energy. So, a lot of your trials and tribulations may have a close relation to family. When we're looking at the age of Cancer, but not from an astrological standpoint, it may be the result of karmic patterns, soul contracts, or emotional blockages. It's called what it's called for a reason, though, honestly, because it's connected to emotions and feelings. So when one is harboring that energy, they say no medical advice. But when someone is able to be under that condition, is able to be around someone who they can speak to, especially if they're the one that is always the go-to person, but they don't have anyone to go to, and they encounter some sort of hurdle, okay, where the body produces these energies that are not supposed to be there, having the presence of someone that they can have that deep discussion without having to prove what they're feeling can actually help them heal. You know what I'm saying? So because it could really connect to unresolved grief, trauma, repressed anger, or generational patterns. I mean, when you look at these dysfunctions of the body and what they're named after, you also get, you also get the solution to the problem just within the name, you know? We said a lot just now. And it was just stated as it had to be stated. Because you'll understand what we getting at, you know? And once again, for those of you who are wanting to start your channel, this is part of the reason. You may not have anyone to talk to. Why? Because you are a natural born leader. Do you see anybody else in that image? You only see one person up there. Right? You only see one person up there. You know the level of bravery you have to even choose the journey you've had? And you didn't come across this channel because it was something you needed or wanted. This shows up on your feed when you are in alignment. Some of you may even feel as though it was a mistake that you showed up here. But this is the essence of the version of you that saw beyond the current situation that landed you right here. And welcome. 8:80 on the screen, 7:27 on the time. That's the dragon year. And I was born in the dragon year too, so welcome to your ascension and your expansion. Welcome to being able to understand, and overstand the north and the south nodes of you. The past version and the purpose for you being here now. You're here over on this page to do that level of reflection on yourself so you can get out of, because holding on to what someone has done and looking to blame the finger, all that's going to do is shut your body down slowly. Have your moments where, you know what I'm saying, where you feel what you have to feel. But also remember that before you came here, you saw beyond this current situation that just came up as a signal of sadness, anger, fear, feeling betrayed, any of those things. You know? We often envision the warrior as an armed figure with sword in hand moving blindly toward battle. Yet, the deeper aspects of this archetype brings us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontation and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it is important to question the battle at hand. It is a great one with deep roots and long-standing tensions, this battle, perhaps. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. So choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within. Then surrender to the battle. Without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What do you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? Write it out. Be mindful, as the essence of this warrior also implies war. The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. Because when you do that reflection, that inner reflection, those that aim to defeat you have no access to you. Because they have no connection to what it is that they're looking to defeat. It's reminding me of when Mario has gets connected to the star, and you see how quickly he can just run through things and just taps it and everything just moves out of the way and unalives itself. That's what this age of Aquarius is. That's what they just done. Yo, what the fuck? That is on point though. That is so on point because I get it. When you know your truth, you exude it, speak it, live it without having to prove yourself. You are Mario running and walking around here with the star energy. Oh yeah. When you are in the balanced energy of the warrior, you have fierce clarity, purposeful action, resolve, and resilience. When in the imbalanced, threats, savagery, abandoning mission and values. To go deeper with this energy, to have a clearer understanding, the Tao Te Ching, chapter 68, TAOTECHING, all 3 different words respectively, TAOTECHING, chapter 68, and the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad. Bhagavad. You Bhagavad. You're such a Bhagavad. You Bhagavad. Yo, I am so using that. Don't ask me what I'm talking about. Okay, shit. But yeah, listen here. Look at this. Under the mountain, you have the thread. Let me see what the fuck I'm on here. Oh shit, the fault line. Coming out of this queen energy. Stepping into the maiden, okay. Oh shit. The unseen, no sis, What's this? The room is no longer empty. You have been entered here as I'm telling you, something about y'all being that energy of this past frequency here. That's why this message had to come out, the version of you before you came here. Okay. I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel as though I'm moving on autopilot, so let's see where this goes. Bottom of the deck, you have forge, don't follow. Go down. Let's see. What is happening? Okay. I see where okay. We're going to this past life deck. Alright. See? I feel as though we can turn this light on. It's looking like it wants to rain. This is open. Let there be light. Yo. The couch. Starting to rain where you at too. We have farm, Egypt, trust and faith that came out. Okay. for the collective here. What is the significance? Show me the past life energy. Well, there's that. There goes that confirmation. Huh. 7:37 right now. 8:90 on the screen. Why is this making me emotional? I ain't gonna lie. Father, authority figures. That could have to do with that persecution of expression. You may have a way that you express yourself that's similar to your father's, or something about your paternal line. Because again, I'm picking up this energy of a great-grandfather also and his mother, you know. Remember, look what he was talking about, the Mario energy. You see that? Get the gavel card, okay. Let me get the gavel card. I have a card in here that has the gavel, so let's see. Divine judgment, I'm hearing decisions being made. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's see what happens. I'm picking up this vibe where some of you don't want to speak too soon about something, but you are on point. You don't want to speak too soon, but you are on point. Okay. Let's see. Nope, not that. Here we go. It's a 4 of Sagittarius card. It says conviction, decisions made, pay attention, offer accepted, legal matters, court order, fair, finish, being judged, bring order, serious situation, important decision, assertion. I'm gonna pull one more with that, okay? This dropped out. The dice, gamble. That could also, for some of you, this is Leo energy as well in terms of gambling. That's Leo. Something about your 5th house. What is the ruler of your 5th house? It would have a lot to do with the way you are in terms of your inner child creation, romance, soulmates type of energy. Let me see. Baggage. Wow. Unresolved issues here. There's a serious situation connected to unresolved issues as it relates to the father. That could be, that's what that card says. Wait, it's not time yet, because that's hindering you from taking the next step. Fearing of separation. Okay, so some of you could be at that point in your journey where you are, disconnected from people. To be honest with you, the way this energy feels, you separating yourself is, just be as blunt as the Sag can be, it literally saves your life. There's something here about the heart chakra. Now I'm getting this vibe of somebody wheezing. That's a spiritual warfare there, because that's 7 of Pisces, this baggage card. What about this? Balloons, fun. Going back to what we were saying earlier, you don't have to prove to anybody why you are taking the steps, making decisions that you're making. This could be something that you're still holding on to that you may had to do when you were a child, but now that you are, more mature, probably in the process of getting something on your own here for some of you. Okay, so here's what I'm picking up on. When you are in a position or in an environment where you have to set certain boundaries to protect you, when you come out of that space and you no longer need those type of boundaries because you're not in that environment, allow yourself the time for that energy to sort of thaw out, in a sense, where you'll literally feel that version of you lifting itself off of you. Some people may not even realize the level of energy it takes for you to set certain boundaries because of whom it may be that you're setting those boundaries against. But it'll allow you to be stress-free and to let go. When you make a decision where you don't have to prove anything to anyone. For others of you, the fact that you have to prove something to those that you considered loved ones is what's causing a certain type of sort of grief as far as why you have to disconnect from a situation. Because if the roles are reversed, you wouldn't respond that way to someone. So let's say you were in a position where you were needing some sort of assistance, but instead of giving you that assistance, they gave you more havoc. They made it more hectic until you began to really observe the situation, make the moves in silence, only to really see that what you thought it was in terms of the way people are actually moving around you, where they're projecting their sense of lack when it comes to actions that they wanted to take but never have taken. It's something about you in the process of making those adjustments or changes is highly triggering to a certain environment that you are in or that you used to be in. If you are someone that used to be in this type of environment, allow yourself to, you know what I'm saying? Because allow yourself to let those energies and emotions raise itself off of you by you observing what you used to feel while you were in that environment. His play-by-play. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Shoot, look at that. 18. Gemini, Leo. Yeah, that would literally be that age range where you really couldn't say what you wanted to say because shit, some of you even got kicked out by the time you was 15 or something. Crazy shit like that. Not even like that, but crazy shit as that. It ain't like nothing. It is what the fuck it was. And that's a result of the wounds that that parent may still carry from their childhood. 999 on the screen. You got mental force at the bottom of the deck, spiritual insight. Yeah, spirit wise judgment. You want to make sure that the decisions you make are connected to your divinity, where you are able to see these situations as we were mentioning in the beginning. 1099. Oh shit. Okay. Union energy. Where you use this to really help you to go through these shifts. Whereas on some perfect, that's exactly what I had to see in order for me to have the confirmation that I'm not tripping about this situation. That's really the way y'all move, though. Let me see. What's that? Male and female. Let's see what's behind this. Wow. So this is how this shows up. This is also why some of you are being asked to make a very wise decision. Especially if you are the feminine, you're the one in the position of authority to change the certain type of dynamic of a spouse that you will be attracting. 747. You saw 727, 737, 747. It's now 8100 on the time. Let me look at this. Where is this one? Okay. We'll see if we'll do a Celtic spread. But I feel the message is already coming through. Show me the male here. Show me that. Show me the male. Shit. The sun card, which is father energy. Right, Spirit. Thank you. For whomever this is for. Transformation. So we have Leo, Scorpio showing up, fixed energy. Fixed sign energy only changes when they see fit. They don't change based on someone else telling them when to change. Female. Wow. Saturnian energy. I'm telling you, there's something about this great-grandfather's mother. Something about great-grandfather's mother. Because this is Saturn. Root chakra ruled by Saturn. And when it's not activated is because there's a lack of basic trust. Why? What was rest and rejuvenate? Jupiter and Libra. Your expansion only comes when you are in connections that are designed for your growth. You can also outlive a certain connection or environment when it has already ran its course and it's still around. What's 191? Let me go to this Hebrew lexicon meaning. Hold up, because this shit's screaming. 191. Hebrew or her web meaning. Evil, wickedness. Wow. Jet. Shaded blind, huh? Wait. Oh, okay, hold up. So great-grandfather's mother, something occurred to great-grandfather's mother that was picked up by a great-grandfather. Let's say this has to do with a mother, your grandmother, her father, the energy she picked up that you may have is the reason why you have the father you have. What the fuck just happened? Especially the karmic lesson that's playing out based off of your Saturn sign. Show me more, female. Wow. She's very gifted. This woman here, so 1500s could be significant. Foundations and achievements, 4 wands. Because with the third eye coming out in reverse, it's still 19. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about this female energy as an authority figure, and it's still bringing it back to here, 1919. Great-grandmother has 2 sons. The great-grandfather, mother, two sons. Arizona's significant. Ari, the name Ari as well. Ariel, Archangel Ariel, that's the sacral. Let me see. Talk, speak. Go ahead, speak. Say what you have to say. What do you have to say? I know I'm not tripping. I said, why am I going so deep into this detail? Look closer, okay? Pay attention. I am. What do you have to say? Deep dive. And we try to read between the lines. We've been doing that. Virgo, 7 Virgo. Another 7. Within a few days, a situation or event in question will develop or unfold within the... What is the situation? What's the situation? 50-50. It can go either way. What is? Shit. Stop playing. Oh, wow. Oh, wee. Okay. See. Some of you are legit on the path of becoming a celebrity. Okay. Whether this is music, acting, but you are on the verge of being extremely recognized. This keeps coming up. 7108. Seriously, 108 is connected to that triple goddess feminine energy. 7 spiritual. Okay. Because that's literally spelling out 6 of wands. So there's something here about when you visualize your life, you get stuck and you're unable to see your actual desire. It's something, okay, something within yourself that you have this desire to, let's say, live the most lavish life. But as you go deeper and deeper into that visualization, you start thinking about how you're going to get this and how you're going to get that. That's doing too much. You got to get up out of that. That's not your place. All you have to do is feel yourself having, Source said the life of being human is so easy. One must stop allowing themselves to complicate. It's literally 8109. That's 19 right there on the screen. 757. Literally had this 7-7 combo of 2, 3, 4, 5 of sevens around it. So when it comes to you ascending, you certainly have spirit, your ancestors, your spirit guides around you. Some of you just drop all those burdens of whose cycle you're closing out, and just that's what I'm getting right now. 9110 on the screen. You didn't need it. You just aligned to the energy. You didn't need it. You aligned. Because if you needed it, you wouldn't be here. You aligned, you allow yourself to receive, and you're here for the live now, you know? It can go either way, where you can actually acclaim your prize, your reward for being who you are, or not. 9111 on the screen. We started it with 2111, which was the world and the the world card and the justice card. That's literally your payout for learning the lesson, is to be world renowned, globally renowned, known. Because I don't speak to souls that are in lack. So when you show up here, you're not in that essence of lacking anything or needing or wanting. You're in the alignment of a desire. You know? Let's see what else. Speak. Great grandfather, say something here. Say something. The eclipse. Union of opposites. What the fuck? Literally. Event. Upstage. Camouflage. Overshadow. Temporary block. Support. Reveal. That was... Where you at? That's not the first time we seeing that. That joint right here. Protection. Call your power back. That's what I'm saying. Because it's so easy to get wrapped up in, you know, clearing out the ancestral wounds of the bloodline. But at some point, you know what I'm saying? At some point, it's on some, all right, as it says on the screen, let the wheel turn, 10, 11, 3. Let the wheel turn, balance out the scales, and create. Okay? Yeah. Nah, for real. Because if you put yourself back in that energy, in terms of just see whatever it has occurred as a, okay, thank you, let me use this to alchemize the situation, because it stops here. And sometimes for things to stop here, there are certain things you have to do, which would include possibly creating some distance between you and that environment. Allowing yourself to be in energies and surroundings that reflect your soul's growth, not what you are going through or having to grow from. You know? Let me see what else. Look at this one here. This is at the bottom of the deck. Anna, grandmother, divine plan, laying foundations. which is that foundations and achievements card. Look at this, fulfillment of desires. Once you go through the transformation, 9 and 4, 13. You know, Jupiter in Pisces. And this is Venus in Aries, where Venus is now. Okay. Let me see what else, okay? Wow, look, it's at the bottom, though. Lost, delayed. What does this have to do? Grandfather, great-grandfather, what does this have to do with the collective? What does this have to do with the collective? With your mother's energy, great-grandfather, when it comes to your mother's energy, what does this have to do with the collective? Take it as is. Just flip it over. Dynamite. 5 of Leo. Excitement, passion. This is 6 of Leo. Excitement, passion, action, suspense. Catalyst for change. Unexpected. Fast. This fast energy certainly does have to do with Boaz frequency too, though. Or the black pillar here on this High Priestess card. Quickness, fleetness, and strength, and might, and power. Call your power back. From where? From the experience you had when you was a child with this Leo energy coming up. Use it to create. Use your might to create from this traumatic experience. Let me see. Unchanged. What used to be unchanged will now change. Once you allow yourself to take this action. Now once you allow yourself to see through the situation, to see beyond the current situation. The seer, because the third eye, well, the first eye, the mind's eye, is a 6 also. In order to have a change of perspective when it came to a catalytic event that was designed for change, could have been a breakup that you may have some issues letting go. There she go. There her ass go. Where the card at? Yeah. 81:18 on the screen. 8:05 on the clock. August 5th. That is Leo. And that is also the 6 of Wands, which has to do with fame, recognition, success. Here, notoriety. You have the stamina, endurance for this. Tread lightly. You also had the thread showing up behind the mountain. This looks as though it's a crystal cave. Something about Mexico could be significant too. But you're the only one that's equipped to climb this mountain. But you are that mountain too. 91:19 on the screen. We don't want you to get explosive because you can literally destroy some shit. See what we're saying? Finding fault. Stop finding fault in the situation. Literally the opposites, Aquarius and Leo, or the reflections of one another. What is going on? Old habits die hard, weary, retired, exhaustion. I'm hearing you will be able to get a new car here as well. Yeah, for sure, with the grapes. Abundance, bearing fruit. Don't get sidetracked as you're in a season of bearing fruit, and there you go. You have the hot, look at that shit. Wow. Which was at the bottom of the spread at some point. Y'all see how thick this is. You're receiving the mental force through spiritual insight. You're receiving the mental force through spiritual insight. Nah, we don't play with that word at all. You better trust and have faith. That hope is connected to fear. With the rings at the bottom of the deck, there's some type of union that's coming your way for sure, especially with spouse showing up. Y'all share a similar soul journey, especially when Jupiter does go into Cancer, is exalted there. 808, Lionsgate. Your life is a movie, for real. Especially with this curtain call showing up here too. Sapphire and high and the ring, sheesh. Fortress, you have the fortitude and staying power. The only thing is you just got to stop being so stubborn and aloof. Remain ready. You do have what it takes. You're unbreakable. A telenovela for real. I told you, life of luxury, stop playing. You see that? I don't know what you asked for, but you see the way this is showing up right here, I'm seeing the word the chariot. I'm seeing the chariot. So whatever you ask for, new moon in Gemini, is certainly bringing forth the change. It's certainly bringing forth the change. You put the word out there. Now, during Cancer season, you feeling that through, that's what's going to bring it into existence. And notice that the new moon, the culmination from the new to the full, what you put in word becomes what you see. As the full moon happens during Sagittarius season. Physical manifestations of that seed being planted during the new moon. Where we at right now? This was quite the reading. No wonder. No wonder. Okay. That's why we doing this right now. And this message is coming out this way. The moon is in Virgo. 8/11. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. It'll all be worked out. Little puppy. It'll all be worked out. All the stuff that was out of control. But are you ready for prosperity? Because that's what I'm saying. And whenever the moon is in Virgo, it allows you to channel what it is that you're feeling. That's the 6 energy right there. Now we have this. It's over. Whatever was used to set you back, it is over. There goes, as a breakup is very significant. You could be reflecting on a past breakup too. Not in the sense of you going back to the person or, reconciling with the energy. It's just seeing the purpose of it. Especially in this type of energy right here. New moon, there goes the maiden showing up again. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Within 1 to 3 months. So within a few lucid moments in 1 to 3 months, significant changes here. Sounds as though these changes are a result of new habits, right? This landed on the Strength card, holding it together, boundaries, yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah, some of you literally have to separate from certain family members, but you do have your ancestors that y'all share that is letting you know it's okay. You have to do what you have to do in order to see the changes that you are wanting to make while being there. But connect to your desire and follow your soul's path. Part of that has to do with stepping away for real. Yeah. Chocolates. Celebrate yourself. It's you. You're in a position to have to celebrate yourself, and you may want to have others around, but you are capable of not bringing your baggage to a situation, but others aren't. When it's time to celebrate someone, you're capable of leaving your extra shit at home. Basically being emotionally intelligent and having a certain level of spatial awareness too. I want to see what this is. Where's my... Okay. No, not feeling that deck right now. Let's use this one. Let's make sure we get all the cards though. What is the urn? Clarify the urn. Some of you could be holding it together after a recent transition, whether this is physical or spiritual. They do feel the same. Say that. They certainly do feel the same. Quite similar, at least. Clarify. Whoa. We have the Tower. Something ended abruptly, helping you to make a decision that's going to allow you to move forward. Speaking of a vision or writing it down. And then the Chariot wanted to show up here. That's why this came out. Okay. 1627. Oh yeah, we did look at 191. There goes the Chariot. So precise movement forward. The Chariot only shows up when you are ready to make a decision and you are aligned with the energy that's going to help you to make effortless moves. We have the moon here. So again, that new moon in Gemini chat that we was having just now is certainly significant. You also have number 18 that showed up whenever it did. Okay, we're not going to look for that right now. But you may even receive a message here. What is this? We have Venus in Scorpio. So for some of you, there's someone who seems to be ready now to speak up about something. And with this being Venus in Scorpio, is connected to a deep soul transformation. So aligning with someone for a deep soul transformation where it's significant to the exchange of souls, not on some person to person or human to, no, it's on a soul level that literally causes a transformation or death process. But there's something here that's, you could be receiving a message, or this could really have to do with that inner reflection where you are now being able to see, where you can and the how to moving forward, where spirit source is speaking to you through you based on the past situation. Okay, with these showing up here. Wow. With the Four of Pentacles, when it comes to something that you've been holding back on, only to gain a better perspective of something, to gain clarity as to what it is that you really desire, though. High Priestess, yeah. Wow. You certainly have a lot of strength there, my love, for the devil to be behind you. So, you're no longer in a position where you are accepting partnerships that require you to go through such strenuous and intense transformations on some, in order to be in love, the shit don't gotta be that hard. It really don't. And you're no longer fixing people either. So much so, you have the devil's energy working on your behalf on some, alerting you before a situation comes through your dreams, or showing you the true identity of this energy. With the moon showing up, the Page of Pentacles, Venus and Scorpio, all that water showing up here. Pisces over here, yeah. It's showing you the end to a situation that has to happen. Either you do it or it's going to happen regardless, because it's time for you to move forward here. Especially when you're at a position of indecision or waiting for something to happen. Playing some sort of waiting game with the Two of Wands there. Because there are opportunities, experiences where you can give your all. This ain't what it used to be before. You no longer have to place yourselves in positions where you can't give your all, because you might be, there could be something niggling at you, letting you know, no. Yep. Soulmate interaction. Not that stuff you used to do before where you were feeling as, it wasn't enough. Coming out of that lack mindset over experience and connecting with the true soulmate. Come on now. Yeah, Ace of Cups. And I love to see it. I love to see it. That's real reciprocity right there. The true definition of you on your soul's path and the person that you are exchanging your energy with, your experience of life with, is coming in brand new, cup of love, fresh, unconditional. You know what I'm saying? 822 on the time, 82 on the screen. There you got the sun card. That's a gift from your ancestors, from your great grandparents and their mother. What do you want them to stop doing? What do you want collective to stop doing? Because I just heard they just got to stop doing what? Happening soon. She looked like she waiting. She looks as though she's waiting. Acting as if you don't have the ability or the resources, or as if you don't have what it takes. Not this shit coming out in reverse. You know what? You know what? Stop putting yourself in situations that is only giving a headache. Even if this is work, you know. Even if this is work. Let me see. Let me go to my deck and see what final words they have for you. Okay. Yes, love. We'll be opening personal soon here. Okay. Yeah. Yo. I mean, High Priestess showed up 3 times. Trust your intuition, okay? For real, for real. Especially if it, look at this one here. Especially when it has to do with the reconciliation from the past. If you're having to make a decision of something you've already healed from. The King of Cups, Scorpio energy. 3, 6, 4, 11. 2011 could be significant. These months. March, April, June. March, June, April, the way it's there. Final words for the collective ancestors. Some of you could really be intrigued of studying a different language. Go for it. Highly recommend it. Because I'm noticing when I say this word ancestors, it's never been tongue-tying, but sure is. It's as if one is speaking a different language. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking English out of this motherfucker though. Bruh. Not the baggage. Okay. Are y'all still there? Because I see on my thing over here, it's not. It looks as though it's buffering and shit. Are we still live? Maybe that was the final word? Well, well, well. Okay. There we go. What? Wait. Okay. Listen, I felt as though they was about to cut the message off on some. Listen, that's all we got to say. I'm really just going with the flow right now, cause ooh wee. Feel that energy coming down. See? Okay. Let's see what comes out of here. Final words. I mean, can we waste no time? So, hurry up before this shit caught up again. All right. I am generational wealth. I have all the for your ass. Stop acting as if you ain't got the tools. Literally. It gave you affirmation, okay? I am generational wealth and I have all the tools of and for success. Get familiar with your human design if you haven't. That will be highly helpful because through skillful and godly wisdom is a house built, a life, a home, a family. And by understanding, it is established on the sound and solid foundation. Speaking about you. Proverbs 24:3. Through skillful and godly wisdom, through you knowing yourself, through the challenges and obstacles you've gone through, and learning the lesson, you gain the wisdom. Right? And with that understanding, you build on an established, sound, and solid foundation. Yes, you shall. We confirmation. The version of you before the journey predated soul agreement. You might as well just say it then. Yep. Predated soul agreement of you being the generational wealth, having all the tools of and for success. Yes. Study the sciences. The stars are aligning you. Your natal chart right next to each other. Yep. Because you are manifesting the way you speak. Verbal. Hey. This is just confirming everything we just told you. Remove thyself. Balance is key. And let people go about their business. What they shouldn't do is never underestimate your silence of the God is energy for non-action. Because you are protected. Time is up. This is why you're being asked to move out the way. Towers are about to drop. No pun intended. But the tower card energy showed up on that urn card. Speaking of endings. It's over. Now, the energy of the tower, sudden awakening, may not be as intense for others if you're not around, if you remove yourself. If you're there, this is going to cause you to have to go through another healing process because it can go in it can go 50-50. It can go in so many ways where you are aware that you removing yourself is going to bring balance to the situation. But by you staying there, you're even taking in what's occurring with these energies, and you're going to feel it even more because you're the one that's the empath. You're the one that gives a fuck. Okay? Respectfully, you're the one that cares. And no one should change the way you care, but make sure you are protecting that heart. Make sure you're protecting that gem. Because your ancestors coming out in front row and center. Literally, make sure you protect that gem. You know? 8 cards came out together. And ooh, with the primordial power at the bottom. Ash bell. Serpent charmer, kundalini, awakening energy, healers, magicians. You were certainly a healer, magician. great psychic powers, clever, sorcerer, Capricorn 8 energy. You could have a connection to the Order of the Blue Rose, which means that you have a truly awakened heart and you possess occult keys to human salvation through knowing yourself. This is that type of energy that where you may have a connection to Melchizedek, Metatron, mind's eye energy. Okay. And the way your ability to awaken others, you may not be aware of it, of how strong that is, where it can be detrimental to be around certain groups of people because you awaken them and they don't even want to be awakened. Their predated soul agreement was to live the life that they're living and to be the catalyst in your life for you to make your adjustments. You know, this energy of Ashbel, man of Baal, they probably came here. They came here to, those are the energies of those. This Ashbel energy is man of Baal, one who gives power to the material thought about the outer form things. They look at God as something outside of them. And that's okay. That's just the journey they chose. Basically, that would be an apprentice, you know? Allow them to be that. And you just remember that you are enough to be able to move forward. Be resourceful. That is major here. The energy of being resourceful. And Taurus does have to do with resources. The resources when it comes to Taurus is the senses of your body. Trust the wisdom of your body. When you feel as though this is empowering you, go towards it. If it's draining you, that's your cue to skedaddle. And it's ruled by Venus, so it's going into, you know, Venus is going into Taurus. Hold on, let me get the date. Where is my hey, where's my thing of the day? Is that a cat or a baby? Because I noticed them cats been showing up quite a bit through these lives. We see y'all. We see you. Hold on. Fucking that. Alright, hold up. Don't say what year is it? Actually, I did, but to myself. We listen and we don't judge. Venus goes into Taurus on the 6th, on Friday, on Venus Day. That was the bougie energy, say less. This allows for relationships to be more stabilized and grounded. Great period for making commitments. If you meet someone during the time that Venus is in Taurus, you that may be someone or something for the long haul. Now remember, this is all reflective of where you are at energetically and what you are ready for in terms of what is coming into your life and what you're attracting. You know? We'll get a few more. Surrender. Have yourself a movie night. For some of you here. You have surrender. Deliver all that is out of your control to the Most High and be ready to shift. Be what you want to attract. You are divinely protected, not to be messed with. You are an ancient divine feminine, divine masculine. You are remembering 1313 significant. 616, which is the Six of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles that you had show up for your additional message there. Source already sees who's truly not connected. Spiritual imprisonment there for some by the order of segment. Oh, wow. We have the moon in Virgo. We got moon cycle, moon in Virgo. We are, what is this? That's the first, ain't it? Yeah, first quarter. Okay. Challenges, confidence, and commitment. I love that. While the moon is in a fellow earth sign prior to this change of Venus into Taurus, another earth sign. Man, this energy of doorways or different paths you can take, but your access to it is very limited. That is an intense energy going on here. Wow, that makes sense. North Node and South Node. There are doorways going towards you repeating something, South Node 50-50, or going towards your purpose, North Node. Study more about your ascendant rising sign. You could be, some of you could be a Pisces or Virgo rising as far as where the nodes are now. There's something here that needs to be adjusted when it comes to the work that you do. But that is a cat. By the third quarter. You may want to adjust by adding some type of physical work, fitness, something to do with your body, so your body could be able to withstand this change that you're also going through. So your body can withstand the evolution of your soul is what it is. Keep your foot on their necks. Keep your foot on all their necks. I stand corrected. Excuse the fuck out of me. Okay. Wow. Speaking of strengthening the body, it's a strong foot. Strong foot forward. Put your strong foot forward. Something might feel awkward in terms of the way you're stepping forward. What about that? What about that? Something can feel awkward. It's giving Aquarius energy. Yeah, that could be. But you'll know that this is okay. That's what it is. But you'll know that this is the path for you. Make sure you're taking notes as to when your ears beeping. Let me know. It could feel awkward. Let me see. Wow. 1 year, Palace Athena. Some of you are not used to an emotional connection where you feel protected. Between now and a year, or this is the year where you experience this type of emotional connection. Someone could have a Mars in Cancer or a Moon in Aries. Archangel Raphael surrounding this energy. Yeah, there's something about an energy coming towards you where you'll be able to feel rooted and grounded. What is this? Yeah, you know I'm going with it. Maybe you don't. It's okay. What is this? Whispers of love. You could be meeting someone through someone else. Or somebody could actually be, coming to you and telling you the truth about the emotional connection they feel towards you. It's not just physical. You make me want to leave the bottom with. I should start a new relationship. It was bad, cause you're the one that hooked us up. No one should be. Yeah, that type shit. Not like attracts like. Excuse me. Knowing attracts knowing. Look that. If you long for more love, be more loving. 2. High Priestess energy again. Focus on love. Look for the greatness in everyone. 24. 6. Soulmate energy. 6 of Cups. Or the Lovers. Another 6. Practice compassion. 15. See things from a fresh perspective. What? Because we're not going to act as if the rings didn't pop up several times. More than once is several. Okay? Relationship patterns. That's what's changing. It takes strength to recognize the necessity for change. Take a chance on love. Another 5. 23, 32. Someone is a reflection of you. Bada bing, bada boom. Someone could be into poetry or creating portraits. Take a chance on love, express love. That just slid down there. Someone could be sliding to your DMs. See, that's the thing. Some of you are in a position to be loved unconditionally, but if you're holding on, that's a blockage, low-key curse you placing on yourself where you feel as though you still have to heal from something. If you do have to heal from a situation, heal from it, But coping with it is not healing from it. Allow yourself to sit with whatever grief or sadness that you feel. In most cases, it's because there's a love that you feel from that experience that you may feel as though that's the only place you're going to receive it from. But love is love. If you allow yourself to receive that, you can open yourself to that. Because it's not an energy that you'll get from one person. Love is an energy unto itself. Love is love. It may seem as something different in terms of the love you have for a partner, the love you have towards your child, but the energy of it, looking at it from an elemental standpoint, it is all of the elements, including spirit, is what I'm getting to. You may experience different intensity of the fire in different situations, different intensities of the water, but love is love. Because I'm feeling this energy where some of you could have some type of grief or sadness. that is so strong that is blocking you out of the elemental powers of love. And you're just attracting what you may like, not necessarily love. It's real easy for people to go past a shoe store and be like, "Oh, I love those shoes." But it's unfortunate when it comes to where you can actually have a dialogue. It takes much longer, and it's more of an obstacle to, you know what I'm saying, to connect. And it shouldn't be, but that's your past life. That's not the life that you're working towards now. You at least allow yourself to open yourself up to that, of being able to experience love. The only thing, shit, I'm out of here. That's what Source said. That card literally says the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Focus on love. Spirit said, how many times you want me to say this shit? Listen. As many times as we ask, because we trust and source the Most High to deliver the messages that we want here at the moment. 8:48, yes. 4:2 on the screen. That's 8. I'm not, show me the masculine energy. Because they know something. I want to. Masculine and feminine is within both male and female. Yeah. So when we say those words, we're speaking to an energy, not a gender. Wow. God and Shiva. Ooh. Intriguing. And with the story of Shiva, before Parvati, Kali, it's the energies of the divine feminines that he were with were reincarnations of themselves. But Shiva was always sitting in the mountains. Some of you could have a connection to Shiva. You hear those, I mean, it's not bells, but it's giving that energy in the background. The ornaments that he wears around his ankles. Ascended Master. Hermes. Wednesday is significant. There, look, peeping through again. What message does Shiva have? Heartbeat. What message does Shiva have? Okay. What message does Shiva have? Oh, the otter. Unobstructed joy. Wow. I hear you sacrifice yourself enough, my child. Go have fun. Stop hiding. Stop being so busy where you're not being productive. You're taking your focus away from the fun by distracting yourself with being busy, but busy doesn't mean productive. Wow, with the golden egg. We're going to put shorty thing right here because them things. The golden egg, the unstruck sound, inner guide, message of the center of the heart chakra, Sri Yantra. You sacrifice your heart enough in love. It wasn't fun, but that developed you into becoming an ascended master, a messenger, one who chooses wisdom over intelligence. Now it's time for you to dance over what it is that you transformed from. Hummingbird. Wow. That's that Aquarius energy as well. In terms of its essence, that's a baby actually. Those cat is a baby. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Again with the resourceful. The resource is your expression, but from the lessons you learn with that root chakra energy there. Yeah. Let's look at this. The hummingbird. We're closing up here now, okay? I'm gonna let y'all go. Not that I want to. Just 1 second. Let me look for Shiva's message. Hummingbird. Honey is significant. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar. There you go. And it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. Yes, I'm hearing you got to change from where it is that you attain this resource of nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When you are in balance of this energy, smart, curious, and loves to remember or learn to remember. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp to bring into balance, take a class. That really does help. Taking a class, putting yourself in a classroom setting to an extent, just to learn something and be productive rather than busy. You know, because you could be busy doing shit that it's not going to benefit you. At least take a class. Might fuck around and create one. You can take that. You know, but yeah. Let's go to the altar. Go on, honey. Take a chance. I was about to say I'm gonna stop playing. That would be a lie. And I am not a liar. I ain't got the fuck time for it. That shit is tiring. Somebody should, yeah, that's tiring. I am here to soothe your soul, honey. Otter. Unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck. The otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness, well, there's that, and a reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. How would life be? What is the vision of life with a little more otter energy? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card asks these questions and wants to transport you to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. So you know what? You know what? You know what? Listen. For some of you, you're in an amazing union where the connection is going to evolve, where that inner child, as a woman, that inner child comes through, and the way you surrender to the love of your life is bringing out that inner child in her too, where she feels comfortable enough to even show that part. If you are with someone and you are unable to be in that playful child state, that's not the person for you. If they look at you some type of way, no. So I'm really seeing that that energy is coming towards you in terms of you being able to be in a connection. If this is for some of you new with that Ace of Cups that showed up, there will be a level of reciprocity where you're going to feel secure enough to surrender. That is beautiful. And may it be so. Let it be so. To bring this energy into balance, if you're out of balance with the outer energy, which can make one gloomy, sigh, and make silly excuses, to bring it into balance, throw a dance party or celebration. Dance, okay. With the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within the sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg requires warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation, even if that means starting with 11 seconds. Before you even jump into doing something for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, train your brain, you know, within 11 seconds to have a repetitive thought of what it is that you desire. Some of you may find that you get distracted by second number 7. You may want to work with that 11 seconds. All right. You could watch a 100-meter dash and have the same thought. If your thought changes before they get across that finish line, specifically the women, you got work to do. Because they run that in about 10 seconds. You wanted 11, but yeah, you get the drift. Yeah, you get the drift. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Through the meditation, staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence of comfortable with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness, of gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell as you are seeing an old companion that has been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. Interesting that that came up earlier too. If somebody wanted to disclose something that they've been holding back on. The golden egg and the fourth chakra. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the fourth chakra. This chakra, called Anahata, is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. When you allow yourself to be unfuckwittable, it's because you tapped in with your heart chakra. You cannot be struck and distracted. And that is your message, my love. I will see y'all in the next live. Ciao. Ciao.